Hello and welcome. This is Stephen in wonderful Wiltshire, and we're live on Facebook and YouTube, and shortly about to go live on Amazon Live, which will be now. Okay, so we're live everywhere. It's a bit of a windy day outside, as you can see. This is a live feed using the Obspot. The camera in use there is the Obspot 4K. And it's looking out over neighbours' gardens. It can't see my garden because I can't get the angle because the camera itself is on top of my BenQ monitor, which is down in the carousel. Yeah, so just waiting, and we're live on Amazon, we're live on Facebook, we're live on YouTube. Hello, everybody. I will be on screen as soon as I can find the right button to press. Okay. Thing is that live broadcasting today is very sophisticated, and there are certain steps you've got to take before each broadcast, and especially at the start of each broadcast, because if you don't go live. Anyway, I'd like to say welcome. Let's get the show on the road, and welcome to the broadcast with Stephen from England. And this is most definitely lights, camera, action. And just a note that this broadcast is on Be Live, and I'm going to put the Be Live logo up the top right-hand corner of the screen and apply. So there we have it. And today's a very special day for Be Live. I've been using Be Live now since October 2016, and I use it on all my Amazon Live broadcasts, and I've been broadcasting here now for over a year. And if you're watching me live, I want to say a big thank you for actually watching. If you have any questions, then please do ask. This is what it's all about. I can see your comments in my Be Live studio, and I will show them on screen. So, and then they'll be part of the recording. But for Be Live today, it is a very special day. And if you are interested in live broadcasting at all, if you're interested in marketing, then today is a good day to actually join Be Live. 2 p.m. Eastern today is a huge update from Be Live, and as I say, I'm broadcasting using Be Live. And Daniel Meyer, the CEO of Be Live, is leading a broadcast tonight, in which there will be huge updates from Be Live. So I want to give a shout out to Daniel, to Safria Rehan, who is on the right of Daniel. He's the Chief Technical Officer. Grant Saunders, who is a good friend and stage hypnotist when he's not live broadcasting. He too is an Amazon insider. The other side of Daniel is myself, and then Dr. Elo, otherwise known as Ephraim, and he is an Amazon Live insider. And next to him is Mr. Nick Wood, my good friend. Nick and I broadcast on Amazon Live every Monday, and he broadcasts on his own as well. But tonight in the UK, 2 p.m. Eastern, is a huge update from Be Live. And I'm really looking forward not only to the update, but to actually being part of the broadcast as well. I will be on screen about 50 minutes in. Okay, that's the plan. Normally on a Thursday, I have a German lesson. So I'm only doing the German lesson for 45 minutes. Then I'm going to reboot my machine and join everybody on the Be Live show. So lots to look forward to today. And we're talking this morning, that's an example, don't need that. We're talking this morning on Blubbing for Britain, episode 340. Yeah, I've been broadcasting 340 weekly episodes with my friends Peter Stewart and John Upton. And we have a blast, but this week was a week of paying our respects. And it's a sad time in the UK, given that our Queen of 70 years has died. Lots of things happening in the UK, but I know that the Queen, we sense that the Queen, there's a sort of air of sadness, but there's also an air of celebrating the Queen's life on a daily basis and in what we do. And the Queen really wanted people to succeed. So on that note, we're going to move forward and talk about how do you succeed on live video? And I have a friend, I've got several friends actually, but I have a friend who will talk about this topic later. I want to say thank you to Bert. Bert, thank you for the like. And I want to say a big thank you also to Barbara Tomlin. Now, Barbara Tomlin lives in Albuquerque on the West Coast and is a good friend. And she and I have been involved in live broadcasting since it became a thing, which was 7 years ago. And Barb is always supportive of live broadcasting and live broadcasters, which is as important, and celebrating the fact that we can actually go live. So I just want to say a big thank you to Barb for her support. And I look forward to chatting. I just got a message from you. I look forward to chatting after this broadcast and before the next broadcast, because as you know, I tend to go live quite a lot. I'm live on Amazon Live at 11 a.m. Eastern every day. And I'm one of six English broadcasters on Amazon Live. Amazon Live is on Amazon.com, of course, which is the United States site of Amazon, but we've got an Amazon.co.uk, there's an Amazon DE, there's an Amazon ES, so England, Portugal, and Spain, and Germany. Everybody's got their own Amazon site, and the only place, though, that's got live video at the moment, like this, is Amazon.com, which is why we're all here. And you've got broadcasters from around the globe actually broadcasting on Amazon.com. And I'm just grateful to actually be one of them. Okay, let's make a start, shall we? And just a reminder, this is lights, camera, action. We're talking about webcams, microphones, audio gear, live video, Fitbits, and broadcasting from BeLive. And we're going to talk about my new Fitbit, which is the Fitbit Charge 5. But before I do that, I want to tune in. Okay, I have a failsafe, which is to actually on 4G have, just a minute, I'm trying to sort something out. Okay, yeah, I can go here and here, and if I go there and there, okay, I'm actually broadcasting out on Facebook and YouTube at the same time as I'm live on Amazon Live. If you want to join me on Amazon Live, in the text above the video is the link to come over to the Amazon Live page, and then you'll get the Amazon Live experience. Because when I talk about the carousel, everybody who's watching me on Amazon knows exactly what I'm talking about. When I talk about a featured item, everybody knows what I'm talking about. So click the link up above and join us all on Amazon Live. And I'm just grateful that you could join us today. And if you, as I say, I'm going to keep saying this, if you've got any questions, then please do ask. I'm using a 2-camera setup today. And this is my second camera. And this is the Oberspot 4K, which we're going to be looking at shortly. It's got 3 presets. This is one of the presets, looking out over my neighbour's gardens. As you can see, this is a live feed because there's somebody moving about. And you may see the odd bird or butterfly flying by. It's Alexa, what's the temperature today?
At the moment, it's 16 degrees Celsius.
Right.
Tonight,
Alexa,
you can
stop.
expect a low...
Alexa, she stopped. I love using Alexa. We've got 4 Alexas in our house. One's in my office, which I'll show you later. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put my phone there on the stand, and you can see if I go here, if we go back to the Oberspot again, if I go to the Oberspot view 2, okay, this is another preset. There's the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra, and that's an Oberspot camera on a stand. Everything you see here is down in the carousel, and I'm going to try and get through most of it, but you are most welcome. As I'm broadcasting live, you're most welcome to actually have a look at the carousel. Okay, and if you click a link in the carousel, it will open up a new tab, and you can find out more details about the item itself. Now, I've got some of the details. I've also got my review of the product. I will tell you why I bought it. because 75% of what's in the carousel I actually own. And that's a stipulation from Amazon, okay? Because we've got to know what we're talking about. I mean, on Amazon Live, you've got experts about cookery, fashion, exercise, electronics, drones. In fact, you'd be hard pressed to find a topic which is not covered now by over 2,000 broadcasters on Amazon Live. And this, you can actually build your own television channel, because just going to show this for a second. If I go here, okay, just give me a second. Hang on, I pressed the wrong button. This is live video. Anything can go wrong. But you do have, if you see a broadcast that you like, you do have the ability to follow. Okay. And if you follow, what you're actually doing is building your own television channel. Yeah. And your favorite broadcasters. So if you find a broadcaster you like, and as I say, there are over 2,000 of us, then just click the button. We don't get your details. Amazon keep those. And the benefit is that up above, if you look on Amazon, there is a following tab. And basically everybody you follow goes into that tab, which means you can watch them live, you can watch their latest recordings, all from one page, and it's your TV channel. You built it. Okay, right. Now, I'm English, so I'm not going to be pushing the following. You don't have to follow me. Basically, I am overjoyed that you're actually watching me live today. Following is optional. Anything is optional. Yeah. There are no rules, no regulations. We're just hopefully getting together and chatting. And just a reminder, you are watching Stephen live from Wiltshire in England. And I am broadcasting on Be Live. And I'm going to take that logo off screen now. And I'll put mine up there. Does that work? That works. Okay. So that's me. Okay, now we're going to look at cameras and microphones, and we're going to start with the camera you're actually watching now, which is the Logitech Brio. Now, if I go here, hopefully, whilst I've been chatting away, I have got here a copy of the carousel, which means that I can do this. When I'm talking about something, I can show it on screen. So I can hide that card, or I can switch my camera on. Okay, so just to show we've got two cameras. This is the Brio, that one is the HubSpot, and the card can go, and I'll switch the second camera off. So now if I go side by side, we're talking about the Logitech Brio. Now, I've had this camera for the last 2 years. It's sat on top of my BenQ monitor, which is also down in the carousel. And I got this camera because I was curious. I was curious about 4K. I'm broadcasting to you now. Let's go picture in picture for a moment. Not that way around, that way around. I'm broadcasting to you now in 720. Okay, now 720, 1080, and 4K is somewhere up there. The higher the number, the more pixels are being transmitted, the clearer the picture. That's the math. Okay, so if you've got a 4K camera, you can broadcast in very, very high definition. Now, when you take the Brio out of the box, plug it into your PC or Mac, it will be recognized straight away because millions have been sold by Logitech. Alexa, who are Logitech?
According to Wikipedia, Logitech International SA is a Swiss-American multinational manufacturer of computer peripherals and software, with headquarters in Lausanne, Switzerland, and Newark, California.
Alexa, stop.
The company has offered...
Alexa, stop. She tends to give you chapter and verse and everything. But the main point I want to take away from there is they are based in Newark in California. I hope I pronounced that right. So they're a well-known, reputable...
I'm having trouble hearing. Can you say that again?
Alexa, stop. Okay, right. Okay. Sometimes she gets confused. I don't know whether it's the accent or not, but she does get confused. But I'm going to carry on anyway. So right, we're talking about Logitech Brio, okay? And I made notes about everything in relation to the products I'm going to show you, so that I can actually show them on screen, yeah, like that, and I can talk about them. So this is the Logitech Brio 4K webcam. What I'm going to do is point out its features, and then I'm going to give, in 3 or 4 minutes time, a demonstration of the software that controls all Logitech cameras. So if you've got a C920, 922, 25, 30, Brio, or a C270, the software I'm going to show you controls each of those cameras. It's ultra 4K. Okay, and this cannot be overstressed. This is a true 4K camera. And I got the camera out of the box, put it onto my BenQ monitor, and then I found out that I could broadcast in 4K to YouTube. Now, you need a program like OBS. Add the Brio camera to OBS, set your destination to YouTube, change the resolution to 4K, and you can broadcast out to YouTube for free. Yeah, OBS is free, YouTube is free. And the quality of a broadcast on YouTube is phenomenal. A 4K broadcast, it's night and day between 4K and 720. And the beauty of it is that YouTube are actually processing this video for you, and people can watch the replay in 4K. So if you want to get a message out and you want to get it in stunning, beautiful color and high definition, very, very high definition, then you can do it to YouTube, and you can send people to YouTube to actually watch the video. Now, it's got a noise cancelling microphone. This is important. One of the things that when we're broadcasting, there are noises all around us. And the purpose for a noise cancelling microphone is just to make sure, and I'm using one today, by the way, to make sure that the only sound that can be heard is our voice. So you can hear just my voice on the Elgato Wave 3 microphone. If there was another sound, you wouldn't hear it. It's actually being filtered out by the noise cancelling software. Now, as you've probably worked out by now, not only are you getting a 4K camera, but you're actually getting twin microphones as well, which are actually built into the camera itself. So this is a great external camera and great external microphone because it is high quality. Noise cancelling microphone, though, is important, and it's been important for the last 3 weeks. In the UK, we've had temperatures between 70 and 95 degrees, which is unusual for us. And we don't do heat. Well, we don't do aircon. Only 5% of the properties in the UK have aircon. We've never needed it, and we don't have it. So when it got hot, when it got to 95 degrees, we had to do the only thing possible, which was to open the windows. And when you open the windows, you're letting in not just hopefully a breeze, but you're letting in noise from outside. My next door neighbor, who's a great guy, used the period to actually install a new bathroom. Now, if you're installing a bathroom, you have drilling, you have sawing, you have banging, you have got a full range of noises. And sat here in my office, with the window open, I heard every single noise. But I carried on broadcasting through the whole period, and people listening to the broadcast didn't hear anything apart from my voice. That's what noise cancellation software does. It cuts out background noise. And to give a practical implementation, if you're broadcasting live on Zoom, but your dog comes into the room while you are and barks for your attention, then if you've got a noise cancelling microphone, you can hear the bark, but nobody else can. So practically, it is so important because it cuts out background noises, dogs, neighbors installing bathrooms. Now the camera has HD light auto correction, which means I've got one light on at the moment, which is the Logitech Litra Glow light, and I'm going to switch it off. And you can see that I've gone darker. And I've gone darker, but because the Brio has HD light auto correction, you can still see me. But if I switch the light on, you can see me clearly now. Okay, that's why a light is important. I'll be talking about Logitech Litra light later in this broadcast, but I just want to say thank you again to Bob Tomlin, who actually watched my broadcast on Amazon Live yesterday and bought a Logitech Litra Glow light. I'll be telling you about the lights later in this broadcast. Okay, so HD light auto correction. If your light goes off, then the camera will try and compensate. It's got a wide field of view. Now, talking of wide fields of view, what I'm going to do is this, and let's just change the game for a minute and go here. Okay, it's got a wide field of view, and it's got a 90-degree field of view, which is the angle, the right angle. Yeah, so it can see through an arc around there. That's the arc, 90 degrees from the one camera. Now, the thing about the camera is it's static. You can either mount it on your computer or your monitor, or you can put it on a tripod. And if you put it on a tripod, just a minute, let's just digress for a moment. If you put it on a tripod like this, yeah, that's the versatile mounting. Sorry, let's take the name off, not to confuse things. You can mount the Logitech Brio on a tripod. This is a tripod that I bought, bought last week, which I'm going to be showing you as well. Okay, but the 90-degree angle, okay, and the arc is around there. So that's its field of view. And if I take myself off solo, right, the next thing, I'm going to show you software shortly. So bear with me for a moment. It's 4 times resolution of a typical HD webcam. If you're looking for a webcam, then 1080p is going to be the highest resolution it will do. The Logitech Brio is doing 4 times that. So this is the future. If you get a 4K webcam now, you're going to learn about it. You're going to learn about how different it looks from being broadcasted in 4K. So now is the time to actually get a 4K camera. I'm going to show you 2 today, but before I carry on, I'm going to take a comment from Barbara Tomlin, and Barbara's saying, thanks for the shout out, my friend. I can hardly wait for the product to arrive. I think I get a tripod too. Well, I'll talk more about the tripod soon. But yeah, I mean, the Litra Glow. I don't know if you know, Bob, but Jim Ziegler did. Well, I'm just grateful. Okay, thank you. It's got a wide field of view, and it's 4 times that of a typical webcam. The auto light adjustment we did a moment ago was it's called Right Light, and the camera itself has 3 fields of view: 90, which we've seen, 78, and 65. Now we're coming to a hobby horse of mine. Okay, where that goes with it. The software that goes with it is free. You bought the hardware, the software is free. And whenever that's the situation, just go to the manufacturer's website, search for the product, download the software and install it. That's it. And you're getting better use out of your hardware. You spent the money, get the software, right? End of rant. And what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to share with you. First of all, let's take the logo off, because I just remove the logo for a minute. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen. Now, some of the things I do during this live broadcast work, but occasionally things go awry. But my fingers and toes are crossed, and I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to share. I'm going to bring the software that controls my Brio camera into the studio. This is the software. This is controlling, as you can see, bottom right hand corner, controlling my Brio 4K Stream Edition, and those are the controls. So if I go here, let's hope we can get this working. If I take that off solo, let's see how this looks. I'm just going to hide the photograph for a moment. I'll bring that back. Okay, now if we go side by side, okay, you can see the controls. These are the controls that I'm going to use to control the camera. Okay, so first I can go, using that arrow, I can go down and down and virtually disappear off camera. And I can go back up and back up and back up. So I'm back to where I started. I can go left. I can go right. Now, this is all about being comfortable on camera. Yeah. You want to position yourself so you've got headroom, and that is the real term for it. So space above your head. Don't be on camera like that. I've seen so many people on a Zoom call who cut off the top of their heads. It's not a good look. We're wondering, are you wearing a hat? What are you hiding? So, headroom. Also, be in the middle of the screen. Sitting on screen like this is comfortable, yeah, but it's disconcerting. If you sit on screen in the middle of the screen and you look at the camera, that's the greatest impact you can have. Okay, not looking down, not looking left or right, looking at the camera. That's the way to get impact on a Zoom call, on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. It really is. Okay, let's go back again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the software, and I'm using that software. Just trust me. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use on the right-hand side. Just let me move this over a bit. I'm going to use the zoom control, and I'm going to use the field of view down there. Okay. Let's put this full screen. Right. So I'm going to use the software now. You may think that I am sat in front of a brick wall. That is partly accurate. Okay, you know it's not a wall because it's got a crease in it. But first looks, okay. But if I go like this, I'm going to show you what I really look like in my office. I'm going to zoom out once, twice, and go to 90 degrees. This is what I actually look like. This is everything. You can see my bookshelf with my German language books. You can see the lapel microphone I'm going to show you later. You can see the Samsung Galaxy S20. Sorry, you can see the Samsung all-in-one PC, which they don't make anymore. Don't know why. Should have stayed in the market. Give us a choice. But this is the default view. When you buy a camera, it has one view, and that is the default view, and this is it. Okay, if you buy a camera, it will look similar to this. So there's no zoom in effect. There's no choosing 65, 78, or 90 degrees. It just looks like this. If you download the software, which is called Logitech Capture, you can take control and you can have the screen layout as you want it to be. So my preferred layout is to go in once, twice to 78 degrees. That's it. That's me happy. Yeah. It's all about being comfortable on screen. This is how I'm comfortable on screen. Okay. Now we're going to take a slight diversion just for a minute. So let me just get my iPad, and I always hope that when I come back to my iPad, I'm still broadcasting live. Thank you for watching live on Amazon. Absolutely brilliant. I enjoy your company, and thank you for being with me today. Logitech Brio, which is down in the carousel, is on discount today. Just give me a second. I just need a breather, and I also need something else. Okay, let's go here. It is 13%. It's $20 off today. So if you click link in the carousel, you will get a 20% discount on this wonderful camera. I say I've had it for 2 years with no problem at all. But I just want to, before I finish off on the camera, I just want to go in the carousel. Just let me find something. I've lost it. I've lost what I want. Oh, okay. Let's bring this. Wait a minute. So just use the software again, and I'm going to zoom out. I know what I want to do, but I'm not able to do it. So this is the 90 degree setting. Behind me, you can see that I have got a backdrop. Okay, and the backdrop has, I'm just trying to find something here. It will be in the carousel. I put it there earlier. I know it is. Okay, the backdrop behind me is the eMart T-shape. Okay, now as you can see, my office is not very wide, which means that I can't have a stand which has got a pole at either side. It just doesn't work. T-stand is a central pole and then 2 bars going out. Now that when this arrived, it took me 5 minutes to set up. It's a simple and straightforward thing. It's $39.55 and it's a great investment, because when you're broadcasting live, and I'm including Zoom, Twitter and Twitch in this, and Facebook and YouTube, when you're broadcasting live, you're broadcasting from your office or from your home, and behind you there is lots going on. If you get a screen, okay, I'm going to describe a screen in a minute, and you get a stand, then you can change people's perception of you. We're very lucky because photographers have been here before us. This is a photography backdrop behind me, and it's down in the carousel now, and it's $14.99. What I'm saying is that if you are a live broadcaster anywhere, for $55, you can change the way that you look. It's very simple to set up, simple central stand, bars across the top, 4 pegs, that's it. And the only thing you've got to remember is to actually iron your backdrop. Now, basically, take an ironing board, put the pattern side down, take a low heat with the iron, and then just press over it, and the crease will go. I'll prove that to you because I'll do that this weekend. I will get rid of the creases. Yeah, because they've got, just a minute, I've got another backdrop here, which I want to look, well, I want to try out next week. And I just need to hang it over the one that's there. And the thing is, there are thousands of photography backdrops on Amazon. You can choose whatever you want. You can have a brick wall like this or a brick wall like this. I've seen ones of a Hawaiian beach. I've seen ones of a Wild West town with tumbleweed blowing down the street. Well, not quite, but you know what I mean. You can change the way you look, and it's important. Okay. If you're on a Zoom call, you can actually blow people away because they're going to say, oh, where do you get your stand? Where do you get your backdrop? How do I do it? How much does it cost? And the answer is $55. And you can change the world of your broadcasting. Well, to me, I mean, I'm well known. Let's put that down there for a moment, because I've shown you both the stand, which is in the carousel, and the backdrop. I'll come back to me. So what I need to do is to go here and go here and here and go 78 degrees. I did say the camera's got a 65-degree setting. If I set the Brio to 65, this is what happens. This is much too big for me, but it is there as a facility. As I say, this is all about being comfortable on camera. Now, we've said that it's versatile mounting. You saw it. You saw a camera on a tripod, or it can be on a monitor. It is 4K 1080 and 720p. We said you can broadcast to to YouTube in 4K. The camera was originally released Feb 7th, 2017. It's been updated since then. The software I showed you, where I shrank myself, was Logitech Capture, and that took me down to the camera's default settings. You need to go to logitech.com, download the software if you've got any Logitech camera. Okay, and then we talked about the photography backdrop, and our thanks to, thank you very much, and Anatoly, Yov, thank you very much for following. I love the Be Live studio. I love the Be Live studio I'm broadcasting from, because I saw that in the studio without moving. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. I play some music, but I don't play music on broadcast, because the only thing about playing music on a broadcast is something might go wrong. And I do love being on broadcast, live on air. So thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. And you have helped make my day. Thank you. And I'm broadcasting from Be Live. okay, which is why we're able to see the follow in the studio. Okay, so we've talked about the Logitech Brio webcam. We've talked about, okay, if I can hide the software now because I've shown you the software. Don't forget to download it. Okay, and I'm going to bring this back on screen if I can find it. Yes, I can. So we've been talking about Logitech Brio. And then I'm just going to flick through a few items just to show you what's coming up. So we're going to talk about the OBSBot 4K. We're going to talk about the OBSBot Tiny, which is, I've got two OBSBots. I love them so much. They're so great cameras. We're going to talk about Fitbits, okay, and my new Fitbit, which is the Charge 5, and why I got it. I'm going to show you exactly why I got it. And we're going to talk about something that's actually here, okay. The unit that you actually saw on screen, and I'm going to show you again in a minute, is controlling 7 USB devices, and it's got 3 charging ports. And basically, it's changed the way that I broadcast, because I've got 4 cameras, 2 microphones, and a light connected to one computer. Yeah, and they're powered independently of the computer. There's no drain on the computer's resources at all. And when I switch the computer on, it doesn't have to start 7 devices. They're already started. Okay, right. Okay, the next item we're going to look at in the carousel is the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra, and that will be along shortly, and you can have a look at that. This, oh, wait a minute. You can have a look at, because I'm live at the moment, you see, I'm actually live on Facebook, as you can see. You can look at the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra, which is there. It's on a Lamical stand. That is the Lamical stand, which is for larger phones. It takes the iPhone 12 and 13 and the Samsung Galaxy S21 and S22. Okay. So we're going to look at that, and then we'll look. That's the stand I just talked about. That's the Lamical stand. Let's have it on screen. Okay. So that is a Lamical stand there. Okay. And I'm going to hide that again. And then, right, one of the things about having a mobile phone is charging it and charging it quickly. You need a charger. The one down in the carousel is 30 watts, and it helps me charge my Samsung phone, but it works on iPhones as well, I think. Okay, then we're going to look at the case for the camera, which is a Nilkin, and then we're going to look at how to carry your mobile phone. The gimbal. Okay, I go out at the weekend using a gimbal. And then the lapel microphone, and we're going to look at how to actually fix it. And then we're going to look at the C920X and the Logitech Litra Glow Light, which Bob bought yesterday. Yeah. So let's come back. So Logitech C920X we're looking at, that's a great beginner's camera, ideal for a beginner. Lapel microphone. If you're broadcasting and you're using your mobile phone, you want good sound. Good sound comes from a good lapel microphone. Power-wise is that. Gimbal. If you're going to have your videos that you shoot on your mobile phone on YouTube, then you need a gimbal. I'll show you how a gimbal works and how easy it is. Case. With the larger phones, the Samsung S22 Ultra, which I've got, is 6.8 inches tall. And if you put it in your jeans pocket, or even worse, you put it in your shorts pocket, when you sit down, it may fall out. So you want some way of carrying it. And this is a genuine one-piece leather case that will hold your phone down in the carousel. All these items are in the carousel. You just need to scoot along to actually find them. And then the charger, as I say, certainly Samsung S21, S22 will charge you faster. Lamical stand. Thank you to Lamical for supplying that. It's one of the few items in my carousel supplied by the brand. Samsung Galaxy S22, which is the best mobile phone I've ever had. I'm going to explain why. And then I'm going to keep going on about this because this is a game changer. Basically, this is powering 4 cameras, 2 microphones and a light through one unit. It's a powered unit, and it basically takes the load off your computer. Okay, and then we're going to look at the watch Fitbit because that's the action part of this broadcast. Just a reminder, just come to me for a moment. You are watching. Your host is Stephen, live from England. That's me. We're talking about live broadcasting. We've looked at Logitech Brio. We're going to look at Samsung S22 mobile. I want to say thank you for watching and spending part of your day with me. And if you've got any questions, please do ask. And if you followed me today, thank you very much. I do appreciate it. Okay, so let's take that off. And we'll take that off too. Okay, I'm just using sticky notes in my studio, so I can just go like that and then gone. Okay, so we're going to look at the Fitbit side, and the next item we're going to look at is down in the carousel. And if I scoot on my iPad, I can go to it and make it the featured item in the carousel. And what I'm going to do, if I'm presenting the Oberspot, I should really be using the Oberspot camera. So I'm going to switch the Brio off. Okay, and this here, this is an Oberspot, and this is an Oberspot, and it's actually on a tripod stand in the base of every camera, whether it's a Logitech or an Oberspot. I just want to straighten. Don't you just want to straighten that? It's nearly. Just let me. Right, I'm going to tighten it up. I don't want it to drop out. I need to straighten that. It's got the lens on top. It's got a 2-axis gimbal underneath, and then it's got the body. And the thing I love is the privacy settings on this. If I actually tell it to go to sleep, watch this bit. Okay, you saw the camera lens turn into the camera body. There is no way that camera is on or can see what you're doing. So true privacy, and it's back now. Okay, so I'm going to put that full screen. Okay, and that's my desktop. Now, first thing about, I should need to change my game. Just give me a second. I need to go here. The first thing about this is that this is the Oberspot Tiny PTZ 4K webcam. PTZ, I best explain that. Let's come to me for a second. Just a minute. I'll be with you in a second. Don't go anywhere. Right, PTZ. Pan, tilt, up and down, and zoom. Okay, PTZ. And basically, this is a step up from the Brio, because the Brio is a static camera. In other words, it sits on your monitor, it sits on a tripod, but it's static, it can't move. It can look through a 90-degree angle. Now, the first thing about the Oberspot Tiny, and I'm going to show you it now, is that it is 140 degrees. Because, well, let's go through it, and I'm going to give you a live demonstration of why the Oberspot. Okay, and the Oberspot is getting more and more people recommending it because of it can do stuff. It can do a lot of stuff, and it's good at it. It's got AI powered framing and autofocus. Just a moment, if I bring this phone up to the screen, yeah, and go like, I'm upside down, go like that, then the focus now is on the light. Yeah, the focus is on the object in front. That didn't work quite as I expected. Let me just go like this. If I want to show you these earbuds, yeah, then I can ask the camera, just by showing them on screen, to focus on the earbuds, and you can see them. I've gone Well, my picture is not in focus. This is the object that's in focus. So autofocus is all about focusing on objects other than you. So if I bring in this beautiful stand, which is down in the carousel, and this is a Lamical stand, and I put it full screen, you can see that. And the focus from the camera is on the stand. Autofocus. Yeah, you can either have it on or off. Yeah, but it is very useful. It is AI-powered framing, which the camera will always give me headroom. Yeah, I don't need to worry about headroom. I don't need to worry about showing the top of my head. It is like the Brio, a 4K camera, but it's also a great conference camera. I'm going to explain why in a moment. Part of the reason is that the Oswald Tiny has dual omnidirectional microphones. It's got auto tracking. As we saw a moment ago, it's on a 2-axis gimbal, and I can see a comment coming in. I'll take it in a second. Thank you for joining me, Nick. It's got low light correction. Now, if I turn off my light, the Logitech Litra Glow light, which is down in the carousel and which Barb bought yesterday and is waiting delivery of, if I switch that off, I'll go darker. If I switch the light, and the camera is still trying to compensate, so you can still see me because the camera is doing its work of compensation, light compensation. Switch back on, and at this point, I want to say hello to my good friend, Mr. Nick Wood. And Nick is based in Farnborough in Hampshire in England, just like I am, and is, well, we are 2 of the 6. And we say hello to, it's getting busy now. I think we now have a connection made. Nick, thank you. And Corinda, who lives in Staines in Middlesex, also an Amazon Live broadcaster and great friend and supporter. So Corinda, thank you for joining. And back to Nick. And Nick, I am so glad that your service has been restored. Now, Nick will know what I'm talking about, but I just want to make this. We can never take the internet for granted. And sometimes things happen. But Nick's world has been vastly improved today, which is good. And in fact, the whole world has been improved because Nick will be broadcasting later today or tomorrow. Certainly tonight. Okay, it's a good chance. We all live in England. We do. Yeah, over to Nick. And Nick is saying, aha, so am I. Brilliant. And we've got it. I'd love to be part of the live team. Okay. I don't know, Corinda. Yeah. I would actually message Daniel. Yeah. This is a good point to show this on screen. Okay. First of all, I am broadcasting from BeLive. Okay. And hopefully if I go here and I go here, I can show this on screen. Just give me a minute. I'm just doing something. I'll carry on talking. Don't worry. I'm not going anywhere. But I just want to do something. Today at 2 p.m. Eastern, as it says on the tin, there is a huge update from BeLive, September 15th, which is today, 2 p.m. Eastern. And in the photograph there, you can see Daniel Meyer, who's the CEO of BeLive. Next to him is Safria Rehan, who is the Chief Technical Officer at BeLive. So Daniel and Safria started BeLive, and their team includes 3 Brits. This is the broadcasting team. This is the team that actually broadcasts BeLive to Amazon Live. BeLive are Amazon Live insiders and broadcasters as a team. And the team next to Daniel is myself. Next to myself is Dr. Elo Ephraim, and also there is Mr. Nick Wood. Okay, see the similarity between Nick's photograph and the photograph in the picture. Okay, I need to catch up with the conversation in a second. Just give me a minute. Okay, so I'm going to take Nick's comment off. I'm going to come back to me. I need to come back to me on the obspot. Okay, so I'm back on the other spot. There was a danger there that I'd actually get the Brio, but we're talking about the other spot, which is down in the carousel. And just to catch up, Nick's saying, so am I. Looking forward to 2 p.m. Eastern today when we'll be live with the team. Corinda's saying he'd love to be part of the live team. Let's work on that, Corinda. No promises. Wow, day gone fast. It's 15th September. Where have the days gone? I know, Corinda. Time flies. Believe me, Corinda, the older you get, the faster time goes. And if it's going fast for you, okay, and over to Nick again. And Nick is saying handsome devils. And Nick is talking, obviously, not about me, but about the whole group of people on that photograph. And we are Team Belive on Amazon. Okay, so let's come back to the camera and take Nick's comment off. Okay, so we've done the auto tracking, we've done low light correction. My iPad's gone off again. Just a minute. Okay, we've done low light correction, and now we're going on to magical gestures. Now, if you go like that, put my hand at the front of the screen, it focuses on it. Autofocus. I need to go like that. Why? Right, if you put your hand like that, you can ask the camera to start tracking you. If you put your hand up again, you can ask it to stop tracking you. If you put your hand up like that, go like that, then you can ask it to zoom in. Notice the focus. And if you put your hand up like that again, you can ask it to zoom out. Now the camera, the Obspot, has 4K zoom. Okay, so it's a 4K camera with 4 times zoom. I think I got that right second time. The next feature before the eye demonstration is it's got dual omnidirectional microphones with noise reduction. Now, this is important. When we talked about the Brio, we talked about noise cancellation, which is removal of all sounds. Noise reduction is reducing the background noise. It's still there, but it's reduced. It's got 3 presets. Now, this is in contrast to other cameras. I can go out into the garden. Okay, this is a live shot of my neighbour's garden, and you can see the breeze blowing. And I've got a comment coming, Corinda. I'm just going to skip that for the moment, Corinda. 3 preset positions. The first one is the garden. This is a live shot of my neighbour's gardens, and we may see birds and butterflies about. There's a light breeze blowing today. It's low 60s today, which is in contrast to our 95 a few weeks ago. But that's the first preset. The second preset is the desktop. And on the desktop, you can see, let's just go around. You can see unit, which is the USB extender. You can see my Microsoft Surface Book 2. Let's just take that off because that's annoying me. I don't know about you. Microsoft Surface Book 2, the extender, up to 7 different units, USB-A, plugged direct into the computer. This is what an Obspot tiny camera looks like. The lens, the 2-axis gimbal, and the body. This is the stand, which I'm going to show you later, on which it is mounted. This is, you don't mention her name, but this is an Echo Dot. This is version 3. Angelica's got version 4. We have 4 Echo Dots in the house. 4 Echo Dots. This is a TP-Link Deco, which is the Wi-Fi, which is down in the carousel. Corinda, won't be a moment. And basically, I'm actually broadcasting using this unit at the moment, and Angelica is teaching, and it's distributing Wi-Fi throughout our house. These are the Aftershocks headphones, and the unit I showed you a moment ago. I'm going to try and get it on camera this way. That's it. That's the X3 Pro headphones. Okay, and then finally, before we come back to me, this is the microphone you're listening to, which is the Elgato Wave 3, which is down in the carousel. And put that down. Okay, so let's just recap because it's been a while. We can go to the garden. We can go to the desktop. And we can go back to me. And all I'm doing is just button pressing. Yeah, I can do it just by pressing buttons on the software, which I've downloaded. Now, it's got AI tracking. Okay, I'm going to show you that in a minute. We're going to have a live demonstration. It's got versatile mounting. You can put it on top of your monitor or you can put it on a tripod. Okay, now it's at this part of the broadcast that my fingers are crossed. I'm going to show you two things. I'm going to show you what the OBSBot is all about and what it can do that other cameras just can't do at the price. Yeah, this is a PTZ camera, which is down in the carousel at the moment. If you click link in the carousel, it's 15% off. It's $228 today. And this is what it can do. Now, hopefully, now I don't need to do that. This is what it can do. I'm just joking with you. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my chair back. Yeah. Okay, and you'll notice that the wall moved. Okay, now if I stand up, yeah, then what's happening is the camera is actually tracking my face. Yeah, and that's basically the OBSBot difference, which I'm going to show you again in a minute. But the OBSBot is a tracking camera. It's got artificial intelligence for tracking, and it can track you as you move around the room. Now, I'm actually at 180 degrees to my monitor now, and I can walk around, and basically the camera, oh, just a minute, I broke it. Give me a second. That was me. It wasn't the camera. Let's go again, shall we? Let's go again. If remember, folks, this is live. Don't try this. Well, the joys of live broadcasting. Basically, it can track you as you move around the room. Now, I broke it then. It's got 140 degrees. It can actually go through, and I went over that. So, but this is an ideal, as I said earlier, this is an ideal conference camera. Because if you imagine a conference table with 5 people around the conference table, and they're going out on a Zoom call, and they're going to Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch as well, and they're going to be the main speakers. With an OBSBot 4K camera, you can broadcast in 4K, and you can actually go, as speaker 1 starts speaking, they're the one on camera. Speaker 2, they're the one on camera. Speaker 5, they're the one on camera. And the camera just moves from one face to another, controlled by the 6th person in the room. But as the camera's actually moving from one person to another, the OBSBot is in the center of the conference table, and it's got omnidirectional microphones. It can pick up the voices of all the speakers. So one camera allows you to feature 5 speakers just through one set of microphones, which are built into the OBSBot. So that's the first OBSBot difference. You can actually stand up, and the OBSBot will track you and frame you. It will make sure you've got headroom. It will make sure that you're in the center of the screen. Yeah, and you can see the photography backdrop behind me. So it's basically designed for sitting down and for standing up. It does have a fast tracking mode, which I haven't used yet because I walk, I don't run anywhere. And if you had somebody doing a 100-yard race, you could focus on them beginning, and then the camera would take care of the rest and track them through 100 meters, 100 yards. Yards, because we're British and American here today. Okay, so that's the first thing about the OBSBot. It's on a 2-axis gimbal, and it's got AI tracking, and it can follow you, which makes it a very, very, just a minute, versatile camera. Come back to me. Right, now we're going to do a comparison. Thank you for watching on Amazon. Oh, I've got another new follower. Thank you very much, Anatoly. Thank you. Thank you for the follow. Wonderful. You've helped make my day. Now, let's just get with the comments. And Corinda was saying, is that a newsstand? Yes, it is. It's a newsstand, Corinda. I shall reveal all later. And Corinda is also saying, what does dual stand for? Dual stand for? Dual. When do I use dual? Okay, I'm going to have to think about that, Corinda. Okay, it means two ways of doing things. So let's go back, because I missed quite a few comments. Oh, and Corinda's bought a Logitech Brio, just like the one you saw earlier. And it's also got an OBS-Bot. Dual usually means two things. Yes, it's a newsstand. And on OBS-Bot. Dual. Right, okay. I can't get the word in context, Corinda. Okay, and over to Nick. Nick is saying handsome devils, and that's from earlier. And also, right, so I think I'm repeating some comments. Okay, got carried away there because I saw some comments out of the corner of my eye. Oh, you're saying that for the second time. Okay, thank you, Nick. Or alternatively, I'm getting sent it in my studio a second time. In my studio, I can see the messages. Right, okay. Let's take me off solo. Yeah. And we'll get rid of the handsome devils. Okay, so we're actually looking at the OBS-Bot 4K. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in, right, the camera at the top is the Logitech Brio. The camera at the bottom is the OBS-Bot 4K. And we're going to put them side by side. And we're going to go like this. And they're both 4K. I've got two cameras, one microphone. Okay, they are both 4K cameras. Yeah, they both work as 4K cameras. They're both from reputable companies. They're both quality build. I just don't know which camera to look at now. I'm going to look at the Brio, which is a camera that Corinne's got on the way to his house. They are both got a good pedigree. They both do what they're supposed to do. Yeah, well, I can't say more about them, but they are different. And I'm going to show you now the OBS-Bot difference, but you probably guess it already. But I just want to emphasize the Brio camera is a static camera. It either goes on a tripod or on the top of your monitor or on the top of your PC or Mac. It doesn't move. The OBS-Bot does move. And this is the OBS-Bot difference. Now, I'm just using the camera's facilities. But if I go here and I go here, and this is live, this will work. Of course it will work. If I stand up, okay, this is the difference. This is the total difference between the OBS-Bot and the Brio. Yeah, the OBS-Bot is tracking my face, and as I move, the twin-axis gimbal moves and it follows me. The Brio hasn't got a clue where I am. It can see my arm, but it's lost me. This is the difference. The Brio, brilliant camera, does what it says on the tin, does not have a tracking capability and wasn't built to. There are Logitech cameras which can. I'm going to be fair there, but they are more expensive. As far as PTZ camera is concerned, the OBS-Bot is one of the best solutions in terms of cost for capability. But this is the OBS-Bot difference. And if I go, I'm not going to push this too far, but if I go and stand behind the chair, yeah, then basically the obspot can see the middle of me. Yeah, see my shirt. Okay. The Brio can see my body, but the obspot knows where I am. Okay. I'm stood in front of the backdrop, which is down in the carousel. So that's the obspot different. We've looked at both cameras. They are designed for different uses, but they are both good cameras, and I love the obspot so much. I'm going to sit down again. I love the obspot so much that I actually bought two of them. Okay, so just to finish off the obspot, let's bring this back. Okay, so it's the obspot, it's $228, and that's it. That's the obspot story. That's the Samsung Galaxy S22, which is down in the carousel. I'm going to switch off the name of the camera. Okay, I'm going to switch off the name of the camera. So that's good. We've switched the names off. And we're going to say goodbye to the obspot. I'm going to switch that off. And I'm going to go here. And the next item in the carousel, the Brio, we've looked at that. There's another, oh, wait a minute, what's happening now? That's where I want to go. Okay, I'm going to come back to that in a minute. The next place I want to go is basically, I just want to highlight this. If I go to the carousel, just give me a moment. I'm going to the carousel and I'm just going to highlight this on the way through. One of the things that is a problem, when we buy a new computer, is there are never enough USB slots. Now, there are two types of USB slots we're interested in. USB-A, which is a larger one, and USB-C. There are never enough of either. And USB-As, you tend to find, well, basically, let's put it this way. I've got 4 cameras because I'm on Amazon Live. I've got 2 microphones. I've got a Logitech Litra light, and I want them to be usable whilst I'm live on Amazon Live. But I can't plug them into my Microsoft Surface Book 2 because it's only got 2 USB-A slots. Now, why manufacturers of computers can't put, well, it's beyond me. Anyway, be that as it may, okay, this is, if I bring this in now, okay, this is here. I'm going to demonstrate it. I'm not going to switch it off. Obviously, I cannot switch it off, otherwise you'd lose my camera. Okay. But what you have is 7 USB-A slots there. And basically, you plug your cameras in, you plug your microphones in. Simple and straightforward. Instead of plugging into your computer, you plug into here. There is one lead that goes from here into your computer. So you've got one lead turning into 7. Yeah. This is a powered unit, which means that you plug it in and it is the power source for the microphones and the cameras. It's taking away the load on your PC and saying, right, I'll power these for you. Don't worry about them. You'll be able to see them, but you don't have to power them. Because one of the things when you're actually starting a computer up is it's got to check for all the peripherals, yeah, which sometimes slows it down. If you've got 7 peripherals plugged into this unit here, then it doesn't have to power them. They don't need powering. They're already powered. So there's a time saving on startup. The second thing is that if you don't need a particular unit, next to each, as you can see the white on the graphic on the right hand side, you can see the click it off, click it on again, and any problems should clear. If you've got a problem with the microphone, click the microphone button, off, click it back on, it should clear. So you're getting better control of all your peripherals just by using this unit. Yeah? And it's giving you 7 USB-A connectors. And I've got 4 cameras, 2 microphones, and I can switch between them on my computer. I can switch between them quite easily. No hassle. And if I switch one of these off, my computer won't argue. You just can't see it anymore. But it's not going to upset anything I'm doing on a live broadcast. In addition to that, you'll notice the 3 red down the bottom. Yeah, the 3 red ones. I'm trying to point to them, miserably failing, but the 3 red ones are charging ports. So what I've got is I've got a charging port. Let me just show you this. I've got my Fitbit charger permanently plugged in. So I just need to put my Fitbit in there and I can charge my Fitbit any time of day. I've got 2 additional leads and they have got USB-C connections. I can power any device. I could power my phone. I could power my mobile. Well, my mobile. I can recharge anything using those 3 ports. So this is just, it's absolutely, it just works. Yeah, that's all I can say. I mean, I got it last weekend. It just works. It powers 7 different items and recharges 3 all at the same time. Independent power supply. Your computer can forget about them. Yeah, whenever it needs them, it can just look for them. And to switch things off, you can switch your computer off. It closes down quicker. And you can switch these off. And one of the last things I do at night, call me daft if you want, or silly, I go through and I click all the blue buttons off. Yeah, it's something satisfying about it. Okay, so greater control of peripherals, and you can use more cameras, you can use more microphones just by using this simple unit. Okay, right. So it's down in the carousel. It's $42.99. It's a powered USB hub. All I can say is it's well designed, it's stable, and it's been controlling everything I've been doing today. You've seen my cameras, you've heard my microphone, all being controlled through this one unit. And it's a good investment. Okay, all right. So let's go back to the carousel. And the next item in the carousel and on screen is going to be this. Let's just find it. All right. This is, I'm going to go next. This is the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra mobile phone. And I'm just going to go back a minute. And I just need to find my my memory. Okay. We're looking at the Samsung Galaxy S20. Oh, that doesn't work, does it? Just a minute. We're looking at, I'm just going to go, I'm just going to switch to there. Okay. We're looking at the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra. Okay, this is the phone. And if I go here, just a second. Okay, I'm going to put my Fitbit on there. It is 256 gig. It's got an 8K camera and it's got 8K video. So this is the flagship phone from Samsung. It's the best phone they've ever done, and therefore it's the best phone I've ever owned. And I just love it. It's got the brightest display that Samsung have ever done. And the thing is that I can be outside in bright sunlight and I can scroll and I can read in bright sunlight. I proved that to myself. Now, do you remember the Galaxy Note? The Galaxy Note used to have an S Pen. Okay, this is the S Pen. And I can take the S Pen and I can write in, hang on, just need to concentrate. I'm concentrating. This is my concentrating face. You can write in, as I've done, hello Amazon. Let me just, yeah, right, there it is. How can I make it? No, I don't want to do that. I'm trying to do something. Right, hang on, I've cracked it. Hello Amazon. All right. The S Pen, so you can write with it. Now, the thing is, you can make notes with it. There are 7 different apps on the phone. You can make notes with it. But in addition to that, if you're in a meeting and it's phone's off, in other words, you can't have your phone on, then with the S22 Ultra, even with the phone off, you can make and save notes. Yeah, which means that when you get out the meeting, you can switch your phone on, the notes will be there, you can carry on. So you can take notes during a meeting with the phone off. Okay. It has a long battery life. Yeah. Basically, I can charge this in an hour from 0 to 100%. I've done that. Just a minute. Okay, I've done that. It has a long battery life, 24 to 30 hours. I believe, just a minute. Just a minute. I got my mouse then. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to tell you the features. Then I could talk about this for hours because it's got so many different features. I'm going to tell you the features, then I'm going to play you a video made with this very phone, and then I'm going to show you some photographs. So, got English keyboard. Okay, it's got 8K super steady video. Now, 8K video, it will shoot 8K video, which is glorious. Or you can go down to 1080p and it goes super steady. Okay. Because it's built-in stabilizer. Okay. It's got nightography. Basically, this can take photographs when it's dark, and I'll show you one of mine. Now, as far as the camera is concerned, I'm just going to reveal the camera. The lenses, 108 megapixel, 3 times zoom, 10 times zoom. We've already talked about the fact it's got adaptive color contrast and it varies with the light. You can have fast charging. Now, down in the carousel next to the phone, you'll find a charger, and I'm using a similar one to charge this phone. We've talked about the embedded S Pen, which is here, but the thing is, if I go out the room with this phone and I forget the S Pen, I get a message on the phone saying you've forgotten your S Pen, which I think is just neat. Well, I find it very useful. Okay. It's unlocked by Samsung. It is dual SIM, and basically it means you can have 2 phone numbers with your favorite carrier. And I think I was asked a question yesterday. I'm just trying to work out, but it is dual SIM unlocked by Samsung. Now, let's come here. I want to do that. Okay, I want to show you the phone properly. It's 6.8 inches. It's got WQHD edge screen, and it's 120 Hz adaptive refresh rate. So this is top of the range thing, definitely. It's got 5,000 milliamp 45 watt charging or 30 watt charging. Obviously 30 watt is slower. The rear camera is 108 megapixel. The front camera is 40 megapixel. And it was released Feb 9th, 2022. This is the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra, best phone I've had, and the best phone Samsung have ever made. Now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to look down here and I'm going to play you, he said, hopefully it's here, just a minute. Yeah, it's here. I'm going to play you a video made with, this video was created using the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra, okay? You're going to look at the Courts Garden in Wiltshire, which incredibly was an industrial estate, a factory. And then it went, well, let's just have a look around, shall we? So this was shot. Okay, this video was created using the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra and the DJI OM5 gimbal. I'll be back in 2 minutes. Oh, enjoy the video. We're at the Courts Garden and just had lunch. And the thing about the Courts Garden is it's a beautiful place. to actually stroll around and just enjoy the gardens. So I'm just going to walk around, and I am using my Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra and my new DJI OM5 gimbal. I've got the internal microphone on the Samsung, so no external mic. I'll try an external mic next time, but it's just so beautiful today. It's about 28 degrees, and I'm just going to try something here, because if I do this, I should be able to change the view. Okay, that's not what I wanted. I'm going to come down again. It's actually stuck, isn't it? Wait a minute. Let's adjust this. This is just a trial. Okay, so I'm going to go like that, or like that, or like that. I've got to be able to see what's on the screen, so I can see what's on the screen. And just wondering how steady this is. This is better than actually holding the phone. It's a lot easier to actually grip the gimbal than it is to actually grip the phone, so this is a win. But there's so many things this gimbal can do, and I really haven't learnt half of them, or even a quarter of them. But let's look at the borders, and there are people here today. Car park was full, but I don't think everybody actually came over here. But there's just flowers here in full bloom. We are at the beginning of August, first week in August, and the grounds here are just absolutely stunning. Now, the other thing that's important this year is that I've got my new eyes, which means that this year I can actually see clearly where I'm going. That's the entrance over there, where you come in, and then you led into the gardens. There's a cafe just and I'm back. Okay, so that was the Courts Garden in Wiltshire, which is about half an hour away from where Angelica and I live. And it was shot using the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra and the DJI OM5 gimbal, both down in the carousel. The thing about that is, if I just switch the phone back on, just a minute, and I want to go there, and I want to go there. Just a minute. I just need to turn the volume up. 22 Ultra. Okay, this is the phone, and Garden in Wiltshire, which is about half an hour. Right. Okay. When I play, I'll just let you into something. Basically, when I play a video, occasionally, just occasionally, the sound disappears. So I use the mobile phone because we're broadcasting on Facebook at the moment. I use the mobile phone just to check that I've got sound. If I was broadcasting with a co-host, like when I broadcast on Mondays with Nick, then Nick would tell you or tell me that my microphone is off, and I'd switch it back on again. But when you're broadcasting on your own and you lose your microphone, there's no way of knowing. So I use the mobile phone. So that's another use of the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra. It is the best phone I've had, and it can take the most amazing photographs. And if I come back here, just to go here, and it's the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra. It's down in the carousel at the moment. It's $1,049. And just forgive me for a moment, I need my reading glasses. Basically, it's 13% off today. It's $1,049.99. Now, I could talk for hours about this, but I'm not going to. What I'm going to do instead is to actually show you, if I can find them, just a minute, and stop sharing now. If I can find them, I've got them. Just let me go here and here. Okay, I'm going to put this full screen, and I'm going to go here. I'm just going to show you a selection of photographs taken with, I can hide that, And if I press that button, what happens? Okay, we're talking about the Ultra. It's 10:49 down the carousel at the moment. I'm going to hide that, and we're going to go picture in picture. The other way around. Okay, so these are photographs taken with the very camera that's down the carousel, and let's have a look. A couple of weeks ago, we visited Birdland, which is in the Cotswolds in England, middle of England, and we were able to walk around Birdland and we saw the flamingos. I actually got a bit closer than that. Okay, using the zoom on the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra, I was able to zoom in and take this, what I think is a beautiful photograph of the flamingos in the park. The next photograph, again, penguins. Now, I was about 30 foot away when I took this photograph, and this is the penguins in the park. As you can see, 5 out of the 6 of them are actually asleep. This was just before feeding time, so they were having a snooze before they got fed. But the camera coped ever so well. In fact, without this camera, I wouldn't have got these photographs. This is my partner, Angelica. Angelica is a German language tutor and translator, and this is just perfectly composed photograph with the flamingos in the background, Angelica in the foreground, and the sun was out, and Angelica's sunglasses were at work. So that's my partner, Angelica. The next photograph is we planted this year a wild garden. And this is the wild garden. And the thing about a wild garden is that it's just fantastic colours. And we're being told in the UK at the moment to be bee friendly, B-E-E, and to plant wild gardens for the bees to come and collect pollen. And we have done it's about 10 feet wide wild garden and about 8 feet deep. And during the summer months, June, July, and August, is full of rampant colour and is a home to all the bees and wasps and butterflies. This is the Crammer. The Crammer is a man-made pond. Behind the trees on the left is St James's Church, which is our church. The pond is home to Canadian geese, to mallard ducks, to swans, and to pigeons. In fact, it's great just to sit there. And this is 5 minutes from where we live. Okay, and this is our high street, and at the top of the high street, if you've got the photograph, you can actually zoom into the right top of the, and you can see people's faces right at the top of the photograph. Okay, so those images were taken using the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra down in the carousel at the moment, and as we say, just a minute. You can take beautiful photographs. You can shoot great video using the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra. I'm going to hide that. I didn't mean to hide it. I've got a warning in my studio. Just a minute. Where's it gone? I've put it somewhere. I've misplaced part of my studio. Okay, I got it back again. Right. I just got a message that said you removed yourself from the stream, which I had because I removed my second camera. Okay, the next item in the carousel is, if I go to the carousel, we've talked about Lamicall stand. Lamicall stand is, if I go here, yeah, I'm going to highlight Lamicall stand down in the carousel. Now, I just want to go here because Lamicall stand is on discount today. It is, oh, wow, it's 23% off. Now, I'm going to show you it. That being the case, you want to know more about it. So let's go here. Okay, I'll take these off because I don't need them normally. This is the Lamicall stand that's down in the carousel. I'm going to move back a bit. Okay, I just need to adjust something. Just bear with me a minute. Okay, and then I can move backwards without knocking anything over. This is the Lamicore stand. Basically, if I put it autofocus, the stand you can tailor to suit your needs. You can angle it, yeah. You can raise and lower it, or the other way around. It's easy to assemble, and Lamicore supplied this, so I want